I know the second, okay, I know the second week we started with EDA, that's exploratory data analysis with Python. So also your Power BI can be used for EDA, but another thing Power BI is powerful for is for any business project you do, business people understand it better when it's something they can visualize. And even when you do data science, when you do all those projects, they want to check the impact of their decision. And that's why they will always go back to their dashboard. For example, if you do customer clustering and you've been able to identify the business clusters, so the business want to be able to go back maybe on a monthly basis to see that, okay, this analysis we've done, the impact is actually tangible on our business. And you can see income increasing. You can see a lot of people buying the new product. So those are the kind of insights they want to see. And they need something that is quite available near real time for them. And so that's why there is always a space for a data analyst. And mainly, I think during the session of introduction, we explained the roles of, be it business intelligence expert, data scientist, data analyst. And so we will just be giving you like a snippet of of a tool that a data analyst use most often. And in the category of visualization tool, we have Power BI is the one leading in Gartner analytics tools analysis, and it's been in the leadership role for like 4 or 5 years consecutively. So that was why we choose to like, okay, let's pick this visualization tool. But I want to assure us that anything that we are learning in this session can be transferred to all the other visualization tool. Like, is it Tableau? Is it Looker? Is it Tableau, Looker, and Amazon Quick Site? So all these things can be transferred to them. So I want us as much as possible to at least pay attention. We just have 2 days for this. And this training is something that you can do for 1 month. I must acknowledge that. But at least we just pick 1 or 2 things and be able to deliver a project in Power BI. So starting with you today is my colleague here, that's Samuel Babatode. And so brief introduction, he will do the introduction, let me not. So we'll be doing the introduction. And so it's also is also one of the mentors on the knowledge forums. So he's an expert in data and analytics, all those big data management. So yes, so I think that's a little bit from me. And how will be joining us tomorrow with like a project just to, so today you'll be having introduction to Power BI, the environment, what it looks like, and how to do 1 or 2 things on it. Then tomorrow we'll be rounding up a project. And the expectation is this project, at least you can have it on your maybe repository and keep and just say, okay, this is what you've been able to do with Power BI. Yes, I think that's it from me. So Samuel, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sean. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay.
Yes, we can.
For the next 2 hours, just bear with me. This is the face you'll be seeing, and I'll be taking you through basic introduction to visualization using Microsoft Power BI. Yeah, like Shema has rightly said, and thanks to all the teachers that have been teaching, or I should say instructors from beginning, Dr. Augustine, Faithful, and Sheon, and even the Knowledge Forum, Emmanuel himself, Olutayo, Dr. Olutayo. I thank you all for this opportunity. Then just to let you know that it's like a tip of an iceberg, but at the same time, it's like igniting something very big within you. Something very big. This is just the beginning, right? But whatever you start with today, please go and work more on it. Before you know it, the sky is just your starting point. I will take us through a preamble of 3 perspectives based on my little years of experience, 3 perspectives of this data analytics world. Number one, database. The database will actually house your data. Talking of, you have to pull data from somewhere, right? You want to visualize, you want to do data analysis, you have to pull data from a source. So we look at database. If you know or you have knowledge of database management, it will help you in this field of data analytics. You don't need to have that deeper, maybe backend, but if you want to go backend, if that's your passion, you can become a data engineer, a data architect, a database analyst. You can see so many jobs are embedded within this field of data analysis. So many jobs. So many jobs are being created. But at the same time, you don't work in isolation. You also work with the IT team, because if you finish everything you want to deploy, they don't give you access, nothing. And stakeholders also, you work with stakeholders. If you do your own thing and stakeholders don't accept it, it's like you have wasted time and efforts and resources. So 3 aspects, which number one is the database aspect of it. That is where you gather your data sets. Most times, all you just need to do is just query your data from the backend. If you are querying Oracle database, if you are querying SQL, you can also bring your data from Excel.csv, which is flat file, TXT, so many data sources that we'll see here. The second one also is the data analysis, which they have really done justice to using one of the tools of talking of Python. You can use R, you can use SAS, you can use SPSS. So many of them like that. When you finish the data analysis, which is the second aspect of my 3 perspectives to data analytics, right? Or business world, business intelligence world. When you finish your data analysis, you are a technical person. You can only talk to technical folks and they will understand you. But mind you, the audience you are targeting are non-technical. Therefore, this analysis you've done leads us to the third one, which is data visualization. And that is the session where we are now. You visualize your data set because you want to create a report and a dashboard that is self-intuitive. Self-intuitive means that without anybody being there to explain anything, people can look at your dashboard and understand what is going on. Stakeholders can use your dashboard to make informed decisions to move their business forward. Therefore, it's very important that you take this session very seriously, because from this session, the kind of roles that come out of this session, I'm also in one of the roles of this session, even though I have data analytics background and the likes. You can become a Power BI developer. If you are not a Power BI developer, you can become a BI developer, depending on whatever BI environment you find yourself. It can be Alteryx. It can be, what's the other name? There's this one that actually rivals Power BI so much. Tableau. Yeah, Tableau. It can be Tableau, and there are so many BI tools out there. You can be a business intelligence analyst. You can also be a data analyst. So it's advisable for you to be proficient in these 3. The first one, you may just have the knowledge. The other one, you have to perform your analytics. And at the same time, when you are visualizing, you can bring in your result from your analysis and then your raw data set. So that's just a preamble to buttress what Shimon has actually introduced us to. And please, this can be basic, but go ahead, dirty your hands. The fire we are igniting in you today, don't let it quench. Don't let it be stagnant. Please, dirty your hands. Try more. Pick up data. There are many open source data. Kaggle, Facebook, so many places where you can get GitHub. You can get data, raw data sets. try and come up with problem for yourself, build your portfolio, and then try to answer some business questions. By so doing, you are preparing yourself for more opportunities in the labor market, I should say. Okay, so I will start by sharing my screen. Yes, I'll start by sharing my screen for what we have today. I hope you can see my screen.
We can see.
You can see. What can you see?
Yes.
Is it
It's not, yeah, now it's an
learning objective.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So this is a knowledge forum training. It's just Power BI for beginners, right? Our learning objectives for today actually is going to be to look at the overview of Power BI generally, how we can connect to various data sources. Maybe some examples are just CSV and Excel for this, but I'm going to show you so many other data sources that we have. The list is inexhaustible, actually. We will also check transformation of data using PowerQuery, then extended knowledge of PowerQuery tools. Number 3, we will look at the modeling relationship of data. If you are a bit into, or if you are familiar with database management, you must have heard of dimensional modeling. There's also relational modeling, data modeling. The relational data modeling has to do with the methodology by Bill Eamon. The standard practice, or widely accepted most times, is that of dimensional modeling, which is by Ralph Kimball and his other colleagues. The Ralph Kimball own actually says you denormalize, meaning that you actually have dimensions and a fact table, right? For you to form a star schema. By so doing, in the fact table, you actually have just the surrogate key of associated dimensions in a fact table. And by so doing, you can link those surrogate keys, which are foreign keys on the fact table, to each dimension. So we'll show you some of this also. And the fourth one, we look at DAX functions in Power BI. This DAX function, don't be surprised that it's just like your function in Excel. Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft Excel. So it's just like your function in Excel. But believe you me, you need to befriend DAX function, data analysis expression, because it helps you to be able to do a lot of manipulation. We will not go too deep into DAX function. You'll be able to have opportunity with Shaun tomorrow to be able to like do your hands-on project. I will introduce you into the environment and some of the things you can see. Maybe perhaps if time permits, we can together build a dashboard. Then the fifth objective is to create visualization. Using those basic visuals, we come up with dynamic. And the beauty of this type of visualization tool is because it's dynamic, it's not static. Most industries are actually moved away from presenting just PDF or PowerPoint, which is static, which they cannot interact with. In this kind of visualization tools, you can actually do your slicing and dicing with your filters. You can play around the way you like. I'll show you one of my, I just took like a side course. Where I'm working. I'll show you one of the dashboard I just came up with. It was like an assignment for us. At the end of today's class, I should be able to show you. Yeah, so the first one we'll start with, do we have any question before we proceed? And please, timekeeper, feel free to stop me when it's time to take a break, because I can go at a stretch, but I want everybody to have a level playground so that it doesn't get boring. So please, when it's time for us to go on a break, please just try to interrupt me. Thank you. Any question? Feel free to drop it as a chat and feel free to stop me if you have a question, please. Okay, in the absence of any question, I'll proceed. We are looking at the overview of Power BI now. You see that Power BI from the word BI, the BI itself is business intelligence. It's a business intelligence tool developed by Microsoft. It actually helps you interactively visualize your data and for stakeholders to make informed decisions, right? So you have an organization that their decisions and policies are being driven by data, right? And show me an organization that is not doing well. I'll tell you an organization that is not driven by data. Like statisticians will say, facts from figures, right? You want to hear from your figure. You want to see what is going on. You want to see trends or patterns. You want to see how the company is behaving over time. These tools will help you. These visualizations will help you. If you're an artist in nature, good. You can show your artistic nature when it comes to aesthetics, but at the same time, keep your visualization or the message you are passing very simple and straight to the point. So some of the key features of Power BI here, it's like a quick setup comparative to traditional BI. You have so many of them. It's an interactive visualization tool, like I have said. It supports different data sources, not just only those to Microsoft. You'll be surprised so many data sources that I'm going to show you. And then the ability for you to also push to the web, right? You can actually publish to the web, your workspace. You have a workspace where you can publish to. Just a minute. Can Power BI learn from data? Okay. Power BI, I would say, please feel free to correct me, experts in the house. It's not like your machine learning model that will learn from data and give you what is going on. What you are trying, maybe what you are trying to say is that, no, I'm coming, Sean. Maybe
Okay,
what you are trying to say is that, can you do all those machine learning stuff in Power BI? Yes, Python, R, and code, they are there. But at times, your visual will show you what is going on historically, right? So, Sean, you can go ahead and put your input.
Okay, so I wanted to mention that you've actually mentioned it that you can do Python and R in Power BI, but also additionally, there are some AI facilities that are coming into Power BI now. So things like clustering, customer segmentation, there is this analytics that we use to do sentiment analysis.
Yeah.
All those things are like machine learning stuff,
Cloud.
and they are also in Power BI.
What cloud?
Yes, yeah. Word cloud, exactly. All those word cloud, and even sentiment to know if something is good, bad, poor, or something. You can do sentiment analytics in Power BI. So some machine learning stuff are available, but not as robust as Python. You understand? The guy is still learning. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for that. Yeah, I have somebody say, I will consider Power BI as a data product. Yeah, it is. Yeah, accessibility now. You can actually view this on the go. Maybe your stakeholder or the board member is on the plane. He needs to check whatever is going on the iPad. You can send the link after publishing to Power BI services. You can send the link to them, give them the access. They will do it. And at the same time, it has the features which also takes place in Tableau too. There's row-level security, right? Row-level security. If I don't want you to see some things, maybe something is particular only to the finance department, I can do row-level security. You won't actually cover that in this training, but those are some of the things that it will ignite, because at the end, it's not everybody that wants that low row-level security. But if your organization says, I need you to put row-level security, I don't want people of this level to see this visual. I don't want people of that department to see what is going on in this department. There's your way around it. You can do that. Row-level security, very, very important also. Okay, so we can actually access the training data set from, okay, Sheon, I know we can download this, but yeah, if you click on this link, I'll drop the download link here let me just try to navigate to the download link. Hopefully I don't stop sharing before I get back. Just a minute. I may have to stop sharing. Okay, so you can download Microsoft Power BI Desktop from there. And then the data set itself, I'm coming. Yeah, if you have access to the drive, the shared drive, this is where you see the data set. The ones I'll be speaking to today is the ones that you see DIN and then facts. Oh, sorry. Sorry, is this a form? Yeah, okay. I think there was coincidence there. You can actually fill out that form from Faithful. And at the same time, I sent you 2 links. The first one is for you to be able to download Power BI Desktop, and the other one is for the data sets we are using today. So I'll go back to sharing my screen. So let's have some minutes to download, or let me share the screen where I'll guide you in downloading. I have to take everybody along, but there's one issue. I don't use Apple. I don't know if anybody using Apple can actually tell us how you can undo that. I know if you have Parallax, you should be able to download your Power BI desktop if it's available for Apple.
So Apple
Yes.
cannot use, that's just the summary.
Oh my.
They won't be able to do it. So, but maybe they can do 1 or 2 things on Power BI online. That's the only thing they can do. But for desktop, they don't have the facilities yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there is a way to do it. But I think it will take time. So maybe those people using Apple can follow the class. So
okay.
Then after the class, maybe they can try to install some things. So
okay, thank you very much. I'll go back to sharing. In fact, let me just share my screen so that I don't just start moving from one screen to another. Okay, can you see? Can you see my screen that has to do with browser? So when you click
yes,
on,
we can.
oh, thank you.
Yes,
when you
we can see
click
down.
on this first link, it brings you to this place where I'm at now. Yours might be opening with another browser, but it brings you to this place. I already have my Power BI here. So I don't have to download again. You can actually scroll down to this place. This is Power BI Desktop. You download. If you want another language, you have the opportunity of changing your language. Then you download. When you download, you also install. So we'll be waiting for us to do that. Oh, the Google Drive is not opening. Should I actually drop those? Do they need the data set? That should be the question first.
Oh, I'm having 2 options here.
Okay.
PowerBI desktop setup EX and the PowerBI desktop setup
Oh,
X.
great, thank you. Yeah, it depends
okay, I think
on
the first one.
Yes, it depends on your system. I think if you want if you have a 32-bit or something,
64.
64, yeah. Can you see my screen with Power BI now?
No.
No, okay. Sometimes I have to share. For some reason, I'm using double screen. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Should be able to see. Okay. So can you see the one with PowerBI?
No, I think this is
slide,
we
I
are
mean.
seeing slides.
Yes, that's the one with slide. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So can you see this? This is the one you should download with _x64.exe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right.
So I'll try and wait for us to set up. Let us know if you have any issues setting up, please. Yes, the download will take some time, a bit heavy, and depend on your speed of your internet. It's a powerful tool. And the beauty is that you can actually hide your data sets when you are publishing. If you hide your data set before you publish, only, like I always call my DBA admin here, only the overall admin has access to that. Any other person will not have access. You can prevent them from also downloading your .pbix file. .pbix is the extension of Power BI, just like we have .xlss for Excel, .csv for all those flat files, .txt and the like. So .pbix is for Power BI. So whenever you hear people saying, and in this field, you need to also, okay, I think somebody needs permission to the form also. In this field, you also need to be familiar with terminology. Some people might be saying .dtxx, that's like SSIS extension. You'll be like, what? But it's something you know now, .pbix. And whenever anybody mentions it in your ear now, you know that, oh, this is Power BI, the person is trying to say. So yes, you can install with your different windows. Yes. Yes, thank you. It also allows, another good feature about this Power BI is that in as much as Microsoft have new tools, in fact, we'll look at it when we get there. There's this update that comes in automatically, except your organization stops it, except your organization puts a pause to it. Your version of your Power BI will be updated automatically. So don't be surprised when you wake up and you see, if I'm correct, there was a time we were using it and whatever pops up was not green that time. It wasn't green, it was a different color then. Don't be surprised when you wake up and just open Power BI, just like, what is this? Something has taken place. So, and there's also Power BI community where you can go to post that you need. Maybe you're trying to do something that Tableau can do very well, or you see in other BI tools. You can also go to the Power BI community. If you have like 1,000 votes and above, if you have like 1,000 people that vote it, that they want that visual, they want to be able to do this, Microsoft has no choice. They will implement it. But your vote has to be up to 1,000. So it has a good environment, like a community where you can go to ask questions if you are struggling with one thing or the other. Now, good thing again, you also have BAD, which is like AI tool. You have OpenAI. I'm not advertising for them. I don't belong to any one of them. but I'm just telling you things that can make life easy. You can tell them you need something, artificial intelligence. We are more wiser than them. Let's control them so that they don't take our job. Okay, that's by the way. I'm waiting for us to install. If we are done installing, can we proceed? Let me know if we still have to wait for us. Okay. Done with the downloading. Okay, try and install, please. Yeah, this is the session where you actually have to set up. Because, or should I proceed and you'll be able to set up on your own? But you should be ready for sharing tomorrow.
I think because of the time you
Yeah,
can proceed.
right? Okay.
So at least they have, so by the time they install, they can watch the recordings and see all the environment the way you are showing them. So, and by tomorrow it will be important they have it. So at least they've done some downloading.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, so the next one is we are just starting with this environment. So let's assume we already have it installed. We are coming up with our Power BI. We'll open our Power BI now. Open our Power BI desktop. We want to see how you can get data and how you can do some basic transformation with your data set. But then you get some familiarity with the tools and the environment so that it won't be scary again. At times when you open a software, you become afraid, what can I do with this? But at the moment, feel free, no nervousness. Let's go together. We are looking at how we can actually explore some of these data sets, which you have example. I call this dimension, the dim you see there. I mean, it's called, not by me anyway, it's called dimension customer. It contains everything about a customer. The dates can also be called a conformed dimension. What is like a conformed dimension? A conformed dimension is a dimension that will mean the same thing in all the fact table that is being referenced. You understand? A fact table will contain surrogate keys of associated dimensions. I'm not taking you people too deep into database, pardon me. I'm just trying to introduce you to a bit of this. What I'm trying to say is that the fact is actually the one that contains, for example, this transaction data. It contains, you can see repeated records. It's only the fact that you have repeated records, right? But these other ones are records that are peculiar. They are unique. They are unique to a particular product category, product subcategory. And then anywhere you see date, you see January. You see January to December is always the same. You see the year row also from year this to year.
Are you showing another screen? It doesn't seem to correlate.
Oh, you can see my exploring the data files.
No. Yeah, we see. Is that what you mean? Because
yes, that's what
I'm something.
Yes.
And it looks like okay.
Okay, no. Maybe I'm going deeper into database management actually. Yeah, this is just dimension across your facts, right? And that's what you actually use to form your star schema, which actually goes with dimensional modeling by technique by Ralph Kimball. So let's not go too deep into that. Just to show you your data set that I'll be using to show you some things. And then we are trying to connect to the database now. I have to switch to another screen. I mean, we are trying to connect to Power BI now. So I have my Power BI opened here. Okay, so what I will do will be to just a minute.
Que tal? Então, já está resolvido? Ai, que bom. Era
Okay.
problema do quê?
Can you see my Power BI?
No, we cannot. We can see the
can't?
Chrome.
Okay. I have to be switching between screen. Okay.
Ok. Tá certo.
Yeah.
Mas assim, tipo, para amanhã.
Okay, we can see your Power BI now.
Thank you. So when you launch, okay. Someone said, how can I get the past recording? You can do it.
Don't worry, I will
Yeah.
attend to them.
Thank you. Okay, so when you launch your Power BI desktop, let me start by launching a new one. When you launch the Power BI desktop, it's actually going to come this way. Sorry, I'm opening a new one now. Okay. This is what you are going to see. Up, we can see the Power BI desktop. Can I have a...
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yes.
I can.
Okay, thank you. So just looking at this alone, right? You can actually see your get data, your resources, some of the works you have done before, and then you can see some videos you can actually work on, and some forums and the likes. Now, there are some of these things here also that you can make use of, but we are looking actually at this environment now. Let's get familiar with this environment. So I'll try to expand all. I'll try to expand all so that we can see this. Let's get familiar with this environment. We want to connect to our data source, for example. There are various types of data sources. You see, you already know the icon. When you want to connect to your data source, you actually have this get data here. Get data. So when you click on get data, it pops up this way. I hope you can see the pop-up. It pops up this way. What type of data source can we bring into Power BI? We can bring in Excel, CSV or text file, which is categorized as flat file. We can also bring Excel, XML. I can't go through everything, but I'll just scroll through a bit so that you can see. You can actually bring in data set from the SQL Server database itself, Oracle, so many. You see SAP HANA. You see so many data sources. Look at it. Can you see R? Can you see Python scripts? R script, Python script, ODBC, Hadoop itself, you see? So even Amazon is here. So you can connect to so many data sources. And that's how powerful this tool can be. Okay, can you get data to work with? We actually sent you a data link. Maybe I'll drop it here again. I'm trying to scroll to where I have it here. Okay, I'm going to copy this again and send to you. So that answers your question. From that drive, you'll be able to see the data set we have here. So just taking us through all the data sets we have here, data sources that you can get data from. And then when you scroll through this has classified them. The same thing you are looking at, but it classified them, which one belongs to a file, which one is database. And then we all maybe are familiar with Microsoft Fabric now, which can do everything. Talk of data warehouse, data analysis, visualization, you can do it on one platform. So you also have the Power Platform, you have your Azure, you have your cloud, online services also, and then this is just classifying everything you saw, all here. It's just classifying them to where it belongs. So it will be good for you to be familiar with that. Now, what type of data set are we connecting to? Just a minute. I'm looking at my data set here. This is a Microsoft Excel CSV. Yeah, comma separated value file. So we are connecting to a data, a CSV data set. But before we connect, don't forget, we want to be very familiar with the environment. That is why we are still going through this. Of course, just pardon me, let me come back to this. Let's just go with the environment itself. Or, okay, let's proceed as we have it here. Let's proceed as we have it here. So let's go ahead and connect to our data set. Let's connect to a CSV file that we have. So you click on connect and then you trace it to where you have it, where you have your data set, trace it to where you have it. Pardon. I think I need to just. Okay. Okay. This is where I have my data set. I can bring in the dimension customer data set, for example. I'm bringing in the data set now. You can, once you bring in your data, then you can actually do transformation. It's not advisable to just load your data directly, except if your data is very clean and everything is fine, then you can load that directly. You can actually do some transformation. I hope we can see the screen that popped up here.
Yes.
Make my screen brighter. Okay. So you can do some transformation, but before then, you still also have control over this. Your file origin is telling you this. If you want to change it, you can do that, but it's not advisable. What type of file is a comma separated value file, CSV? What you can see is just the basic first 200 rows, just like in your Python, you see something that you can use, or in R, something that you can use to view the first set of data set, maybe head, tail, or something. Now, you can always scroll across to see that, okay, everything is fine, but if everything is not fine, you can't do that here. You can just go to transform data. And transform data takes you to the back end, which is bringing up your PowerQuery editor. I think it opens somewhere else. I'm bringing that to this screen. So this is it. It's untitled here because we have not titled our Power BI project. So this is your transformation. For adventure, you are very good and you want to write this Power Query language. This is it. Can you see it gave you the code by itself in the dropdown? This is just exactly what is bringing this table here. Now, okay, any question?
I didn't understand what is why do we have to transform and what it is?
Okay.
Transformation.
Yeah, in example, right, in the class, let me just say, based on some training, right, in the class, you actually have clean data sets or intentionally data sets so that it can be cleaned in the class. Do you understand? The reason why you have to do that transformation, you go through that transformation route. For example, at times, this first row might be the header of your data set. Why this is showing as empty, 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 empty. This is a clean data set. That's why you don't see that example here now. If you have your first column names, if you have your column names as the first row here, all you just need to do is just come here, say use first row as header. Do you understand? By so doing, it will promote whatever is on the first row to become the headers.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Excuse me, please. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
And for me, I already downloaded.
Yes.
So what I've seen is that they're saying untitled Power BI desktop.
Sorry, can you come
So
again?
I downloaded my Power BI.
Yes.
When I opened the application, it has a title, and it says untitled Power BI desktop. So should it have a title for itself first?
Yeah, don't save yet. Don't save yet. Don't save yet. You can. I will show you. You can actually save, right? I know most of us know how to save, but what?
Not that one. I'm not saying that one. I'm just in the application. Listen.
Yep.
I'm in the application, not what you have been doing. It's like when I downloaded, I opened it. Now it said Power BI desktop. Then get started, collaborate and share. Should I get started and then?
Okay, let's go back. Let me launch my Power BI again so that I can be on.
Click this. Yeah. Wants you to click yeah.
Hold on, just a bit. Please go back first. I'm going back just to be able to be on the same page with you. So I'm launching my new Power BI desktop. Please feel free to stop me when I get to that point where you're having issue with. So can you see my Power BI launching now?
Yes. Now okay. Go ahead from there.
Okay. Now, feel free to stop me when I get to that part. Is this what you're talking about? Just click on this X, right? Close this pop-up, right? What we are doing is just get data.
But excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
That pop-up was saying, excuse me.
I'm with you, go ahead.
Mine it says, collaborate and share. That when that thing's pop up, it says collaborate and share, get started, something like that.
So maybe you can share your screen. Let's see what.
Okay, yeah, please go ahead, share your screen. Let me stop sharing. Okay, maybe the okay, I think yeah, there's access to multiple people to share now. Yeah.
Have I shared?
Yeah, it's coming up. Great. No, don't click that get started. Just click on the X by the right hand side, top right hand side. So that this pop-up goes.
Have you seen first?
I can see it. I'm already answering you.
So
just click on the top right X. Yeah, it goes up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So that's another thing. You can collaborate, you can share. You can share your .pbix file. Okay.
So
yeah,
okay.
This is where
I stop now sharing.
We're on the same page now. Yeah.
Okay.
You can stop sharing.
I stop sharing.
Yeah, I can stop you also. Okay. Great. So I'll share. Thank you everyone for your patience. I'll share my screen again. Okay. So this is where we are. Yusuf, this is where we are. You just click on get data and then you click on more.
Which one? The corner one?
More, the lower one. When you go here, you click on more. Of course, you would have gone this way. But we just wanted to show everyone a lot of data sources that you can actually pull from. Or data types that you can actually bring into Power BI. So this time around, we are going for the CSV because the example data set we have is CSV. So you just click on this and then you click on connect. You trace it to where you have your file and then you click on this. I chose the dim customer data set. Which we have as this. It pops up this way, right? So instead of loading directly, you may have some transformation to do. Your data may be very dirty. You go to transform data, which takes you to the back end. And when I mean back end is the PowerQuery editor, which is what is coming up now. When this finish loading, at times, just like the example I gave, At times, your data set may be very dirty such that the column names will come to the first row. And when it comes to the first row that way, all you just need to do is just to promote it from here. Use first row as headers, right? That would actually make all this to become the column. Look at this environment. Here, you can rename. You can rename. Peradventure is not calling me with a good name. You can double click on it, or you right click on it. You can rename. In fact, you can duplicate a table here. You can do an advanced editor here. An advanced editor would actually show you where the data source I'm pulling from. It will show you a lot of things, but you don't have to worry about this. Just your drag and drop is fine. At times you may be having difficulty with some things. If you go more advanced into it, and then you'll be more familiar, you can do some editing on that. Here also, if you notice, customer key, this is the first column. What type of data is it in the customer key column? Is an integer of type 64, right? You have geographic key, just this way. You have, so peradventure, you want to change the data type, right? It's not the type of data set you want, right? If you want to change your data type, you can always click on it. Yeah, this. You can always change it. Is this looking like Excel? Can you see? It's still Microsoft product. So you can always change to anyone you want if it's not in the right order. So you do all those transformations within your Power BI PowerQuery editor. When you finish everything, remember to close and apply. If you apply, yes, you still have to close the tab. If you close and you don't apply, the good thing is that it's going to pop up and tell you you have not applied or saved the last changes. It keeps on showing it at the top until you either discard or you apply eventually. So some of the transformations also to take note of is this. If you come to this place, you can actually change the name from here or from here. You look at this query setting also, anything you move from this place, oh, this is beautiful. Can you see? This data set, it looks like the header was promoted or the type was changed or something. So if I take this off, can you see? Something happened here. Something happened here. Then, okay, we were not the ones that promoted it, so let me not dirty the data. I can actually undo by just reloading actually. I want to do something just for you to see. Let me just start all over and then just get my data set. And then we do this. Can you see the apply changes or discard changes? Yeah, transform data. I want to do something, but that was by default. It's not, this is by default actually. I wasn't the one that did it. So any step that you take, this is apply step. Any step that you take to your data set, the true data is not lost. You can always come back to delete this. For example, what do I mean? Let's change, which is very obvious. Let's change this to a decimal number. Let's change this to decimal number. You say replace current or add new step, right? Okay, I would have added new step actually. This becomes a decimal number, but I use it to overwrite this step. I've changed this to a decimal number. Let's go change this customer key also to a decimal number. Let's add it as a new step. Can you see? It said change type 1. What did I do in change type 1? It's telling me what I did here in change type 1. I changed this to a decimal number. I can always go back. Take note of this icon, 1.2. I can always go back. Like once I delete this, it goes back to a whole number. It goes back to a whole number. The same thing for this also. I'll have to delete the one that was there by default because I overwrote on it, right? So it's overwritten it. So now I can just take this off. The data set is back to, okay, yeah, this is actually, it should not be a number. So let's just change to whole number this way. It's back to the original type. So these are so many things you can do. And you can actually remove blanks. You can remove empty blanks. If you remove empty blanks, remember, it's going to, empty space is going to affect every other rows also when you remove empty space. So a lot of data manipulation that you can do to clean up your data set. Yeah. Then at the same time, this is beautiful because you can at the same time replace all these blank. You can replace them with zeros, for example. You can say, find which value, replace with something. And then by so doing, you'll be able to replace. A lot of things that you can do at the top here. You can also enter a new data. You can check your recent data sources, right? You can actually pull another new data. You can manage parameters. You can create parameters. Parameters can help you with so many things, maybe things that have hierarchy level. You can actually use parameter. And then you can go for advanced editor, just like I showed us then. But eventually you want to change this link to another file. We can actually do that here. And then it will bring it in. So that's like a lot of things you can do. You can also still change your data type. If you don't change it here, you change it here also. You can merge your queries. You can append your queries. You can do some text analytics. Look at Azure Machine Learning and the like. So we are just taking this data set into this and look at something here. This is my original data. This is my original data. This is the data it's kind of transformed. I'll have to delete this because I don't actually need this, just to show us some transformations that you can do. But if your data is very clean, you can load directly. But it's not advisable that you load directly because at times, or most times, it may not be that clean. You need to also detect, even if it's clean, you need to also detect if everything is going on well before you load. Now I'm loading the data set, so you can actually do an apply and close. It's going to load the data set for me. We have 18, 4, 8, 4 rows, and your data comes to this place where you can see each column this way. You can see each column this way. That is just one data set for the data part of it. Secondly, some people can actually do a direct connection. They can actually do a direct connection to get their data set, but is not advisable. Why? Because you may not have, so for example, you want, when you are connecting to SQL database, right? Peradventure, your data set is more larger than what Excel can contain, even though CSV contains a lot. But if your organization has so much data, historical data, that you need to be in the cloud environment and you have a database architecture in place, you can always connect with your server name. Your database, particular database, is optional. You enter it here. It's advisable to use the import connectivity mode. Even though it's going to take some space in your system, your PC, is very advisable to use this. You can always use a direct query mode. If you use a direct query mode, that's fine. You can enter your SQL select statements there, and then it goes directly. But experts have actually shown that there are some limitations or some things that one would struggle with. So it's advisable to come through this. If you are querying an SQL source database, use the imports rather than the direct query. And okay, I didn't do anything else, so cancel. That's just that. Let's get familiar with this environment now. We've actually brought in our data sets. Let's look at some of these things. Okay, I think I've been able to cover some. Okay, let's look at some of these things. Look at these windows that you have at the top here. When you, I'm comparing this to Excel because they are looking like a bit familiar. I mean, similar, sorry, not familiar, similar because like you are writing Excel functions is similar to writing DAX queries here, right? Look at some of these things here. The windows you have, if you want to save this project, if you notice is untitled Power BI desktop. If you want to save, you can either click on this for the first time, it goes to where you want to save, and then you name it, and then look at the extension I said, .pbix. That's the extension of a Power BI file. I believe at the end of today's class, nobody will tell you .pbix file that you need. Some people will be familiar with it anyway before now, but you get familiar after now, right? So you can actually save, or you can save as, you can still get your data from this and this, and then you can also publish. You can also publish, or you publish through this. We'll get to that point. Mine is just to be able to show you around, and then, if possible, we can demo on some data set. Look at this.
Hello, excuse me.
Yes, please go ahead.
Where am I publishing? With the dashboard or where?
No, you publish to a Power BI services. Can you see my icon here? You
Yes.
will have a Power BI services, but nothing to publish yet. I'm just trying to show you that you can actually publish to Power BI services.
Now, one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it mean that you have an account there? Because I can see your profile picture.
Yes, I do have an account. You should have an account, maybe with your personal email. This is my official email, actually. You can have your account there. Then when you publish, okay, maybe I'm going to show you an example. I'll show you how it is on the Power BI services when we get there. And that is what we have on this slide. Let me just bring it up here. Just a minute. Okay. So can you see this? Where you have app.powerbi.com. Can you see?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. This is the Power BI service environment where you can publish to, or peradventure, just maybe I don't want to forget. I can just show you what it looks like. So let's go to Power BI services. I know it's way ahead of what we are saying, but not to forget, just want to show you some of these things. Hopefully, before I share the screen, I just want to be careful. I'm not showing some things. Okay. Great. So when you push this button, you can publish through this place, or you publish through this place, or you publish through this again. There's publish button here also. When you push this button, that means you have a Power BI or report already. You just want to publish, right? To be able to share for other people to have access when you give them the link. So when you click on this, it actually takes you to something like this. Look at me. This is my icon. Although I have a pro license, right? You may not have a pro license. Yeah, Fabric is even here already. So you have your workspace this way. This is how the environment looks like. This is how the environment looks like. You have the home, create this, and this. And then there are so many apps you can actually use here. Okay, that's a bit advanced at the moment. Then you have your workspace, right? This is my public workspace, or yeah. So I have some dashboard when it comes to some of the kind of demo work I did. So this can be your dashboard, it can be your report. So you can actually click on it. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see what you actually publish, for example. And then you'll be able to send link. You'll be able to send link. You can disable this so that somebody else will not download. And that may be getting a bit advanced at the moment, but I'm just trying to like show you the way it looks like on the Power BI services when you publish. So also Tableau has that type too. Go ahead, please.
Confirm, please, clarification a bit. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
And is this now Microsoft 365 or Power BI?
This is still Power BI.
Or
it's still Power BI, but it's showing you that you have access to Microsoft 365 tools also from here on the Power BI services, right? I publish to my workspace, right?
Okay.
I publish to my workspace. But you know, most times, or almost all the time, when you are on one Microsoft product, you'll be able to have access to the 365 app, right? The Microsoft 365, which are all these, right? So
am I using now, excuse me, am I using my Hotmail, actual Hotmail?
Hotmail, yeah, you can use your Hotmail. It depends, as long as your Hotmail is supported, right? I think, maybe they give you a trial version of some time, right? They give you a trial version. At the moment, even if I use my personal email, right, I'll still have access. But it might just tell me that maybe I have trial version of maybe 30 days or something.
But
go ahead,
Samuel,
yes.
So I think for Power BI service, especially, you cannot use your personal email for service. They want it to be an organizational email anytime. So you can, so for example, my Outlook, my personal Outlook now cannot publish to web. You understand? My personal Outlook cannot publish to web. Even if you try to go to Power BI online,
you know,
Samuel. So just go to Power BI online and try to don't sign in with your own personal, like your office email. Try to sign in with your personal, sign out and use a different email. Or maybe you if you can go to incognito.
Okay.
Go to incognito so it won't show.
Yeah, let me use another.
Go to private.
Let me use another browser.
Or another browser. Or maybe your Chrome.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm trying to think of now.
So it won't allow you to you won't be able to, so it will ask for an organizational email. So somebody posted something, E5 license, which is very important.
Okay.
So if you can get that E5 license, you won't pay, but it's restricted for 3 months. So even for me, it's that E5 license I'll be using. So just go to powerbi.com. I can see your browser now.
Yeah.
So if you try to sign in with your personal email, so if you use your like Gmail or even Outlook, it shouldn't allow you to go.
No, only Outlook, I think, or Hotmail.
Oh, wait, Gmail is going, no?
Yeah, that's because I use this Gmail, right, for my personal
on your
Microsoft. Office. Yes, for my personal Microsoft. No.
See now, it's telling you. See, can you see? It's telling you sign in with your work.
I can't go, but I don't know why it's connecting me to Fabric.
No, so it's just, anything for Power BI now is referring people to Fabric.
Okay.
Because it's the you can see that it's saying let's get you started. Samba look like personal email.
Yeah.
Can you see? Enter your work address so we can connect you with others in your company. And don't worry, we won't share your address with anyone. So you must use, so the meaning of the official address is anything that doesn't have Gmail, Outlook, Hotmail. Yes, that's the. So I will recommend the E5 license. I think there is a
Okay.
recording that can
You
show
said
you how
E5
to
license.
create an E5 license. So E5 license is
Yeah,
a
my bad.
developer
So,
license. So I will just let me see. But that's
maybe you
just
can just,
continue with your
yeah,
class.
maybe you
No,
can
you
just
just
drop the
continue
link.
with your class. I
Okay.
will
Just
drop the
continue,
link.
continue. Just continue,
Okay,
please.
thank you.
Let's proceed there.
Because
Yeah,
of
thank
time.
you for that
Yes.
question. I hope we all have learned one thing or the other. Thank you. So you should
Okay.
expect that link. Okay, so let's proceed with that.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. So we are in that environment at the moment. We are trying to also get used to this. Look at the home. When you are on the home, these are the tabs you see. These are your application ribbons. You can get more familiar. To me, when I brought up my Power BI, maybe it's been 1 or 2 days, I think I opened last. I see this is actually very good. When it comes to data warehouse and something, you can see data marts, data lake, and the like. So this was looking new to me when I saw this morning, but maybe people that use every day would have seen it. It's been added. That's just some of the things I'm trying to bring out, that when they publish and organize some things, you'll be able to see their latest version if your organization does not put a restriction to that. Okay, so you can actually enter your data here if you want. You can enter a data to create a table of your own. You can do your transformation. The transformation we actually went to while we were actually bringing in the data, you can still go back to it from here. Look at it. You can still come back to the same place from here. So I'm going to close without applying now. And if you take notes, this particular environment has been categorized too. If you look under, you see all the icons that relates to data, maybe data sources and the likes. Now, you see the ones that relates to query. Look at these lines. It's been demarcated with what they can do. Then these ones will actually help you to be able to insert visuals and some things. Peradventure, you want to design, you want to start with a logo, you can be able to insert some things through this. You see insert, and then you see insert images. You bring in the image. You can insert so many shapes, buttons. Bookmark will help you a lot to be able to do some page navigation. You can bring text box when you want to write. Let me just finish with this one. So you can insert some other visuals from the app source and the likes. And then you can do some calculations, like a quick measure, quick table, and the likes. Then you can publish. Some of these things may become highlighted as much as if you need them. If you look at the insert part of it, you can create a new page from here, a blank page from here, right? I created page 2 from here. And at the same time, I can create page 2 from this place. And you can rename your page, say, summary. You just click on it. You can double click on it, or you right click, and then you say rename. You can duplicate your page. You can hide your page. You can duplicate your page. You see, duplicate of page 2. You can hide your page. So when you see a very beautiful dashboard, it starts from this scratch. It starts from the scratch. And then the name is this, and then this. It becomes very beautiful when you're looking at it, the end product. So it shows that you are as skillful as, pardon me, a medical doctor. What do I mean by that? Whatever information whatever information you bring out from your data analysis and data visualization, the organization is going to run with it. And if the organization runs on a faulty visual or faulty KPI figure, you know what it will cost the organization. That is why I say your work is as delicate as a medical doctor. So we have to be very careful. If they don't treat patients very well, or they don't use the right drugs, we know what happened, right? The same way, we have to bring the real fact out of our data sets. So that's just by the way. Still looking at the environment, we have this insert tool. You can create new visuals and the like. You can even put a question and answer to your data set such that you'll be surprised. Let's say we have some visuals now. All you just need to do is just ask it, what is sales today? It's going to go there. But because we don't have anything, you see, we didn't understand your question. Yeah. So those are some of the things you can actually do. And then you see those beautiful visuals. They all start from the beginning now. Key influencers and the likes. So many of these things you get familiar with time. Don't rush it. You get familiar with time. Then there's also Microsoft Report Builder. And that's what we call paginated reports. Microsoft Report Builder. Microsoft Report Builder is good for you when you have like a report that the narratives don't really change. You may be thinking of one, as I'm talking, you may be thinking of one problem area, maybe in your organization where you can apply this. So for example, you keep on having an Excel sheet where there are lots of narrations, quarterly sales, you narrate underneath it and the likes. You can automate this using a paginated report. Even though this is Power BI, but I'm still talking about Microsoft Report Builder. There's also Microsoft Report Builder. It helps you so that if it's only the graph that is changing and then the stories don't change per year, maybe it's just to change the year on the storyline. You just can use Microsoft Report Builder to do that. It will be very, very perfect. Mind you, you also have to know how to use that. So this is just telling you that you can embed a paginated report within Power BI also, if you want. And then the Power Apps also, they are very good. There are a lot of things that can be automated from data source, OLTP, to the staging area, to the visualization. That's the beauty of having this on like the Power BI services. You can automate so that you can also create a scheduled refresh. Something is going on here. I hope this does not close. Okay, here is the modeling. Then you can also view. Here you can customize your theme. When you're doing the aesthetics, you can create a .json file. You import it and then you use it to create the kind of color scheme that you want. Then you can use the ones that are also here. And then if you look at some of these things that has to do with, Dark Studio also. For Adventure, you install Dark Studio on your system. You can also call your Dark Studio from here, but that's more advanced. We are not going to that today. Okay, so let's look at some of these things again. Looking at the side, you see a report view. This is where your report will be. All those dashboards and the like. I'm going to show us one. Maybe I should start showing us now. Okay, so this is just a dashboard that I actually came up with. Look at the report view. This is what I mean by the report view. You are here. You are here at the moment, right? The next one, if you move to the next page, you are still on the report view. But when you want to go to the data view itself, this is the data view, the back end, where you can actually navigate each of your data and you'll be able to see your data. You'll be able to see the data itself. Can you see? So this particular one is the model view. We'll get to the model view by showing you how this can actually build relationship among the tables. You don't want to have a situation whereby you have a table that is sitting in isolation, is not connected, or you have a visual that is sitting in isolation, is not connected. This can be actualized by bookmark. buttons. This can be actualized by just moving you to the next page, things like this. You can also move backward. You can also have a menu page and the likes. So I just, yeah, that's just to introduce you to some of the things you can actually achieve with this. And this middle part of it, where you build your visuals, your KPI, your tables and the likes, is called the report canvas itself. And then you look at this side, you have your filter. When you get along with this, you'll be surprised things you can do with your visuals. For adventure, there's a missing data that you don't want to see. You can actually take it off by using the filter. And then you can either apply the filter to the visual level, or you apply the filter to the page, or you apply the filter to all the pages. All the pages. And at the same time, still on filter, you can sync your filter or slicers such that it controls all pages, or it controls only the particular page you're looking at. Just a minute. Okay. And then we are looking at this place. This is, I'll say this is one of your powerful area. This is one of your powerful area because all the visuals you are trying to bring out, they are here. For example, we are used to the card, right? Which you also always say you used to actually measure your what? KPI, key performance. I mean, it's like your measure of key performance indicators, right? For example, I can bring in, okay, I don't have my sales yet. Let's bring in all data sets. Let's just bring in all data sets, or maybe I just bring in sales data set at the moment and products. So we already know how to get data. I'll be fast with that. Okay. So let me just load directly. Even though I don't advise that, I'll load directly. You can see the amount of see the amount of rows, and that's the kind of memory it takes, right? Okay, so here I'm trying to bring in something that is like a metric, right? Something like tax amount. I'm going to drag it and drag to this field. I drag to this field, right? Because I already picked in a card. At times, I may not want to pick a card. I just come here and just drag to the value field. It can actually bring a particular chart for me. How do I know what chart this has brought for me? How do I know the type of visual it brings for me? When I look at this place, it will be highlighted. Among all this, it would be that one that will be highlighted. This is a table, but this in itself does not make sense to me if I don't include something new, like a character. If I don't include a character, I keep on putting things that are measures. It doesn't make sense to me, you understand? But when I put things like, for example, you go here to actually check your data view. You go here to see your data view. For example, if I bring in the person's name, right? If I bring in the person's name, I can actually know, is it the amount the person actually made? And then, for example, let's use a good one, the yearly income of this person. Yeah, so let's look at yearly income. Let me see. Oh, no. I'm not looking at. Okay, I think I'm on. Okay, just a minute. Okay, the yearly income is actually on the customer. Yeah, that's the beauty. Let me just show you something. I have this here. When I go to the model view, do you notice something? They're actually standing. they're actually standing alone. There's no key bringing them together. There's nothing bringing them together. So we need to look for something that is connecting this table to this table. You understand? Else, if I bring in something that is on this table, if I bring in something that is from this table to this table, it's not going to work. Look at, if I had yearly income, look at what it's giving me. This does not make sense. Even if I put the name, the first name of the person.
Excuse
yes,
me.
go ahead.
Are you doing mail merging? Something like that?
No, mail margin? No. I'm just still trying to introduce us to the environment, right? And I'm trying to show you some of the powerful features of your visualization ribbon.
Okay.
Or your visualization pane, per se. So I said, if you bring in things from this table, right? And you bring in the one from this table, as long as in their data modeling here, they don't have any relationship, you get something like this, which does not make sense. Except there's a relationship before you can use those two tables together. But look at this now. When I remove this, and then I have just this first name and the yearly income. This also, okay, just a minute. I have the first name here, and then I have the yearly income. Something wrong here. Okay, first name and then yearly income. Yeah, can you see? It was using the previous one to actually work because I included something that was not having a relationship. But now this is accurate. If I put the last name, still last name, yes. If I put the last name, you know that this person with this name and this name actually earn this amount. This is accurate because they are coming from the same table, right? So we are not onto that. That's the next section, which is modeling data relationship actually. But before then, I'm still trying to show us around this environment. So peradventure, I remove this, and then because this is a metric, and then I'm using table to represent it without a category or a product to break it down into levels, this is not the appropriate visual for this. If I want to pick the appropriate visual, I'll have to use a card. And card is doing this. Card is doing this because there's a mistake here. It says just first yearly income. That's because it's not seeing this column as what? It's not seeing this column as numeric. You can always change it from here also. This yearly income, we all know that it can be a text. That is why it's saying first yearly income. It's seeing it as a text. When you click on the visual, you can always change that from here instead of going to the transformation. Can you see? It's seeing the format as a text. You can always change this from here. It's not a text. Does it have any decimal point? No decimal point. So therefore, we are free to go with a whole number. When I click on it here, it comes here, and then you go with whole number. Yes, do you want to continue? So I'm changing this to whole number, and then now it's showing me what it's supposed to show me because it's like 10,000 minimum of yearly income. I don't want minimum of yearly income. It should give me like a sum, 1 billion of yearly income, right? Is the total. By the time you apply a filter based on the person, you can be able to filter to, okay, Mr. A, what did Mr. A earn? Mr. B, what did Mr. B earn, right? you actually start having a dashboard that you're creating based on whatever business rules and business questions that you're trying to answer. This is just it showing you around the environment. So many visuals here. And if you want to format this, you can always use this to do a lot of formatting. You change the color, you come here, you do a lot of this. Can you see? You can change the font size by maybe you want Arial black or something. You want to change the font to say 12 or 23. You change like that. So some of these things that you can actually do with all these tools that you're looking at. So this particular sector is a very, very important one. And for adventure, there's a visual you're trying to create and then you don't have it. You can always get more visual. When you click on these three dots, at times you may have to import a visual into your file. So if you use this import a visual from file, you have to go to that visual itself. At times you want to remove visual, at times you want to restore visual. So let's get more visuals now. There's the online services where Power BI visuals, where you can actually get more visuals. And that's why I said, excuse me, that's why I said there's a community where if you need a particular visual or you need a particular measure or something, and then you don't have it, you don't see it here. But the counterparts, that is the live competition, right? Their counterparts, maybe Tableau or the others, they have it. If they have it, you can actually go here. I mean, you can actually go to the Power BI community and then you can just Google Power BI community. Then you put it there as a question or something. Have people to also come and uphold the vote that if you get up to 1,000, Microsoft is going to implement it. So whatever visual you're looking for is here. You just need to know how to be able to search. If you're looking for KPI visuals, more KPI visuals, you can always get them from here. You can always get them from here. For example, if you are doing a clustering, all these kind of visuals may come handy. By the time you click on the visual that you like, just like I've done, it's going to load. Let's wait for this to actually load. At times, because of the maybe connectivity or how heavy it is, I hope this finishes loading. Okay, great. So for adventure, you want to learn more about some things that you can use this visual for. You can download the sample. When you download the sample, it's a .pbis file. You can always open it on your end. You will even see the demo data set that they used to actually create it. So if that means the kind of visual you're looking for, all you just need to do is click on add. When you click on add, it's going to, I'm not clicking on add now, it's going to add it among the visuals that you have here. So you can always go there and include more as much as you want, but make sure you include like relevant ones so that you don't just occupy this space with those ones that are not relevant. But these are by default, the ones that you have, and that's your visualization pane. Your filtering pane, I've mentioned about it and said something about it, and then this is your data pane itself. So all of these actually help you to come up with a good dashboard and an intuitive data visualization report or dashboard. So let me just proceed. Any question? Or do we want to take a break? Okay. The next one would require, okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if your visualization pane is not showing, PowerAdventure is already collapsed like this. Look at it. Can you still see my screen? PowerAdventure is collapsed like this. You can always just click on this to expand it. Hope that answers your question. Okay.
Oh, with me, I cannot see
You can't see visualization?
No.
Oh, maybe pardon me, class. Can you share your screen, if you don't mind?
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So I have just data.
So what is going on? Okay, can you just expand the filter? Yes, Shemo. This is in French, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Shemo, where are you? Truly, I can't see visualization yet.
I'm actually here. You can see your visualization
Yeah, we
page.
can see his visualization by the right-hand side. Do you mind restarting? Is there something going on?
Since it's having data.
Oh, you have it at the top. Look at it.
Top. Can you see visual?
It's at the top.
So I think it's the new version.
Oh, okay.
That's where they put it for the new
Okay,
version.
okay, cool.
Okay.
It means I still have the old
But
version.
there is no way to move it at the right side.
No,
Okay.
they've updated.
Do you want to drag? I don't think so.
I don't think you can show them. I don't think you can do it by the side. I don't think
click
so.
on the drop-down arrow. This is even good to see.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you see all of them.
Cool. I think this is
so
better.
you can use this too. And for the new version, even on your visual, you can change it. If you drag one field.
Yes. Just drag any field there. Maybe the card or table or anything, or filter or anything. Yeah. Just drag one. Yeah. Okay. Can you see? Do you have any data sets? So go to your data set. No. Yeah. Just stay on the visual. Click on the visual. Yes, click on the visual, then go to any of your data. Yeah, go and put, for example, yearly income. Scroll down, is on the, yeah, you can also search there, great. You can also search there. Put that, no, you are not putting on filter. It's not on filter actually. Just drag it to the visual that you see there. Just drag it to it, yeah. Should be able to, yeah, you have it already. Yeah, his Power BI is in French. Yeah, he's more comfortable with that language. That's why. So, yeah, this is it. It's the same thing we are doing. Yeah, fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, anybody having any issue? So you can stop sharing. Thank you. It's even good to see that the newer version is having it at the top. Maybe the three of them by the right-hand side is occupying more space. And let me share again. Okay. Just to show you that you can actually change your view. You can actually change your view also, maybe to a mobile layout. If you want a mobile layout, you can change your view to a mobile layout. Okay, look at it, changed my view to a mobile layout. This is how it looks like. Then I can go back to my view. Then you can also bring in, for example, you want to design your, okay. So peradventure, you want to put something in the background, you can always bring in something here to actually be like your wallpaper. I hope I get hold of a picture as maybe random picture. Let's use this grass, for example. Can you see? Peradventure, you want to something like this. Just go to this format part of it, or we are still on the visual, which is this. Just go to the format, then wallpaper. You can bring in the image as your wallpaper, and then you can actually change your transparency. it's too bright for us, you can always work around this transparency. Can you see? If it's 100%, then it's like you're not showing anything. But if you want it this way, you can always increase the transparency and the lights. You want a normal fit. You want to fill it, different things that you can play along with. You want to change the color, even though this will not really show much effect because you have you already have a wallpaper. But when you remove your wallpaper, when you remove the wallpaper, you are already designing the background also. Instead of having a wallpaper, there's no wallpaper again. I removed it, but you can always design the default wallpaper the way you want. You can still change this transparency. You can change this transparency as you like. Some people like to use gray because gray is a bit beautiful when it comes to something like this. Yeah, so many things you can do with this. Many things you can do, page information and the like. So let's go to modeling data relationship now. If you don't have any question at the moment, I'm just trying to actually take you through the rudiments, the fundamental part of it, and then you should actually work on it so that you get prepared for sharing tomorrow. Try to get more familiar with this and play around with the data set and see what you can achieve before then. So you can actually rename. And the beauty again is that you can move these pages around. You can move these pages around when you name as maybe demo or something. You can move around. I move this from the last part to the front. You can still move this again to this page. So that's that. And then we go to the data modeling relationship. This is where we are now. So looking at the data modeling relationship, if we create relationship, it's going to make life easy. So now, this particular icon here, can you see my PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
Okay. This particular icon there is your model view. That's your data modeling view. We'll have to bring in all the data sets in. Let's bring in all the data sets. I'm doing that here. So. Okay. Try to bring in all the data sets. I'll do the same here also. If you still have any issue with bringing in data set, let us know.
Excuse me, please.
Yes, go ahead.
And according to this now presentation, you have got here data modeling relationship as a third subtopic. What were the first two?
Sorry,
subtopics?
What are the other ones?
What are the other two? If we have
right
the
now,
number three is...
Okay, I see. The first two are this. Sorry, I didn't present when I was... The first one was to get and transform your data, right? And the other one was...
Come again, wait a minute.
Oh, I think I'm coming. I missed number 2, right?
Number one, even is...
Number 1 is the overview itself, right? I think I missed that kind of... something like this, yeah. This should be number 2. Number 2 is trying to connect to your data sources, right? And the third one is where we are now.
Okay.
Okay. Can I proceed?
Will you be sharing the PowerPoint?
I'm going to have Sharon, you talk to Sharon if you... Maybe Sharon can answer that.
Yes, we can share. We can share after the training. We can share.
Copy, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Are we bringing in the data set? I'm almost done. Okay. Great. I'm sharing the Power BI front line. So I'll be talking to that one. Great. So we have relationship. Why is it that we have to create relationship? In the data modeling aspect of it, is very important because this is a fact table. These are dimensions around it. Are these tables related? At times, you may have data sets that are not related. That's fine. You can still bring out your report. But like best practices is that you actually find a way to use the dimensional method such that you have your star schema. I hope you can see my Power BI. When I mean by star schema is this is what I'm doing. I have the dimensions around the fact. The fact is at the middle. I have this just around it. And maybe I'll place this here and this here. Okay. Automatically, this is connecting to this. This is connecting to this because there's a key that is common to both of them. You can always click on this, or maybe I'm too fast. From this report view, I went to this place. Make sure all your data sets are here. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 dimensions and 1 fact table. That is what we have here. Great. So make sure you have your data set in place. Then you click on, if you click on the data view, you're just looking at maybe one data or one table per time, right? That's it. But your data modeling aspect is going to help us to be able to slice and dice very well. You'll be able to see if there are relationship between these tables. Is it what type of relationship? Is it one-on-one? Is it one-to-many? Is it many-to-one? Like that. Let's see the relationship that exists here. You can actually go maybe from, you can go from this place to modeling. You can say manage relationship. You can see it's only these ones that have relationship. If you auto detect relationship, it found no new relationship. Let's see why. Why are there no new relationship? Let's go to our modeling view. Let's see what is going on. This is our fact table that should be connected to most of these dimensions. Now, we have the currency key. You can also click on this, right click. You right click, you check the properties. When you right click and you check the properties. Yes, go ahead.
How can I get these lines? Where am I touching for get those connecting lines?
I clicked on this. You can try any one of it. I clicked on this, right? Right. You right click on it. Don't delete. Just click on property. oh, where can you get this view? Where I'm at now, you go to your model view. Can you see? I was here before, and then I come to this place, which is my model view, right?
Oh.
So we can always click on this, and then we right click, show the properties. When you right click on the properties, you can see those two things that are already joined together, because this automatically pick the relationship. We are trying to see those relationships that exist, and if they are not already connected, then we'll actually connect it ourselves, right? So that we can do the slice and dicing effectively. In this case, there's product category key coming from the dimension product subcategory, and then the dimension product category. So the subcategory of a product is contained in this. Therefore, instead of, oh, I think maybe this is like a normalization method actually. So instead of bringing all this to become a one table in this, there's already a product key that actually connects them together. You understand? So this particular product category key is the same as what is here, but one of them have repeated variable or rows. You notice that there's no repeated rows somewhere here. So, and as such, it becomes like a many-to-one relationship. When you click on this, you can see so many relationships that exist. Can it do a one-to-one? It will tell you no. Can it do a one-to-many? Tells you no. In fact, this will be grayed out. Many-to-many, it still tells you yes, but giving you the caution. Therefore, the best one is the one recommended, which is many-to-one. You can actually still use this cross filter the way you want, either both direction or one single way. Let's just go one single way. And then that is the relationship, but usually they should all point to this. So let's look at our fact table. Let's see if we have all the keys there. The keys from those various dimensions. I mean, from those different dimensions. For example, do we have, okay. Okay, let's look at for dimension customer. We have customer key here, right? Do we have customer key here? So can I say I can drag this to this? Do you know why it's not detecting it automatically? Because this, so those are some of the things you actually have to do as a business analyst. This is in a numerical form now, maybe not in whole number or decimal. You can see this icon in front of this, and this is this. So let's dig deep into this. We are cleaning our data set now, even though it's clean to an extent. We are cleaning our data set at the moment. Right now, we have this as a text. We have this as a text. They have to be in the same format also. If this is not in the same format, which is fact internet sales, they will not be able to connect. They will not be able to connect. This is seeing it as whole number. So can we change this to a text? I don't want it to do any calculation on it because it's a key. Key should be integer actually, but let's see. Can you see there's now a relationship? And then you dig deep to see what kind of relationship exists. Is a many-to-one. Many-to-one, because this has repeated rows of this, why this is unique. That is the dimension. We click OK. Mind you, if the, oh, sorry, I think I clicked to a customer key. I changed currency key to text. Okay. But this is customer table anyway, and it works with this. If there's no problem with the text formatting, we'll go back. If there's any problem, we'll go back to it. But this can actually, let's see, it goes that way. It's customer. No. Click on this to know which one is speaking. Okay, it's going to this. That is a wrong one. So you can actually still change it using, it can be a currency key. It should be customer key. We have the customer key here, right? If you have any question, feel free to stop me, because I can't join currency key to currency key here. Is there a currency key here? No. It's a customer key I have. So it has to be customer key to customer key. So when you highlight on this, it shows you the relationship. Can you see it has taken off the whole number symbol? It has taken it off and brought it to the same level and was able to join. We are creating our relationship. Do we have any question here? Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, time is. Do we still want to spend? Sorry, I think time is against us. Well, let's just quickly do this relationship. This also, if you check your fact table, if you have a product category, then you can disable this relationship. So, for example, I have this product category. Do I have product category key? No, but I have a product key here. So it's good for me to match this product key to this product key. By so doing, this relationship will indirectly be matched to this also. So there's a product key here. Product subcategory. Okay, I see. So there's still a product. That means this one, rather than, okay, we have a product key here. Yes, we have a product key here. And when you check the relationship, it's actually product key to product key. So when you have this way, look for what you have to use to match up to this. There's a product category key. Do we have a product category key here? No. But we have a product subcategory key here. We have a product subcategory key here. So this can actually match to this. By so doing, I can actually take this way and then this way. So we are creating those relationships. Now, dates. How do you match your dates together? You have a date key here. Do you have a date key here? Okay. Okay, like I said, date is a conformed dimension. It will actually be date wherever it finds itself. So, so the table has a date key. So these are some of the things you do. Okay, due dates, due date key. Let's match due date key to date key. Great. So by the time you look at it now, there's no table in isolation again. There's now a relationship that has been created. So you see, the beauty of this relationship is that whenever you have something, for example, if you create a table like this, just like an example we did then, just bring up the first name. You bring up the first name, and then you can always go to the fact sale and then check for maybe unit price now. this time around is going to break it down very well before. I mean, right now. But if I disable this relationship, look at what will happen. If I delete this relationship between the dimension and the fact, if I disable the relationship, look at what will happen to my table. Can you see? Can you see what happened to the table? Okay, just a minute. So can you see what happened to the table? Because there's no relationship between them. So it's very important to be able to check your data model relationship. And that's where you go to the data model view and kind of create that relationship between your transaction data and those dimensions of customer data as known in some organization. So by so doing, you'll be able to slice and dice. And then if you want to filter by some other things, for example, the type of products, say you want to filter by the type of products, maybe product line, say product line, you want to filter by that. Let me reduce this table here. I think our time is up, but pardon me some minutes. Then you bring this here. Even if it's not using the right filter, you can actually change it to this filter here. You can change it to this filter here. And then when you change to a filter of this nature, you can either choose, okay, now they have moved those things into this place. You are trying to choose whether it's a drop down or the type of filter. You want to choose, is it a tile? Do you want to make it a tile? Or copy and paste, do another filter. Do you want to make it a drop down, just like a menu, drop down menu, like this, such that when you filter on M alone, it is already dicing, you're slicing and dicing by only that particular one, the product line M or T or R or S, like that. So by so doing, you get good visuals based on what we have done. And time will not permit us. Okay, can the other dates be related to time dates? Yes, yes, yes. It can be the other dates because date dimension, right? Date dimension is just, if you take note of date dimension, it's just like dates, different kind of dates that you can have. Just something general, generic. Do you understand? Something generic that you can have. That's the date dimension. So by the time you join it to your other dates, you can be working along with the dates filter. If you have a dates filter, those are some of the beauty. You can see if you are working on dates in terms of you are using French language, if you are using Spanish, if you are using English, whichever one you prefer, July will still be this. You understand? August will still be this, wherever. So yeah. The next one is actually DAX functions. It's just data analytics expressions. And I don't know if Sean will just conclude with, I mean, it's going to take that and then go into the answer on tomorrow. Maybe I should stop here. I think time is up. Hello, Sean? Is the time up?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Hello, excuse me.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Samuel.
If you have any question, please.
Hello.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm asking.
Oh, sorry.
What is the relationship between Power BI
and
I want to know how do they relate the Power BI and the Microsoft 365? What is the relationship there?
Okay. Relationship between Power BI and Microsoft 365.
Which one is an Office now? Which one is an like Microsoft Word? Which one can be in that application format?
Okay, I'm trying to get your question because Power BI is a product.
Okay, the question is, we know PowerPoint is an application, is it not?
Yes.
Or from Office.
Yes, yes.
Microsoft Office.
Yes.
Which one is now Microsoft Office? Power BI or Microsoft 365? Which one is an office now?
Oh, okay. If I get your question right, and if I'm answering right, you know everything that makes up. If only I can open. So yeah, just like you saw the Power BI services icon, right? Everything that makes up Power BI 365, I mean Microsoft 365, you would actually see there. But Power BI itself, right, is a data analytics product, right? Is a data analytics tool. Do you understand? If it's under Microsoft 365, I can't say. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful here because just a minute. Let me try and log into my Power BI services again. Yeah, if you have
So
any other question again.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying Power BI is a tool. What is that? What you mean?
It's a
Not the
visualization
office.
tool. Yeah, not an
It's not an office now.
Yeah, but at the same
So
time, I'm trying
Microsoft
to be
365 is
careful.
an office now.
Hold on, let me confirm something.
Okay,
First.
I want to add in my CV. Listen, I want to add my CV.
Okay.
Microsoft 365 as an office like Word and Excel. Is that right?
Hold on, that would be
Microsoft 365. Is it an office like Microsoft Word?
No. Hold on, just a minute. It is. Okay. It is part of the tools. Yeah. Now I can answer your question. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm not sharing yet. Sorry. Wait. I'm trying to be careful before answering that question. Can you see? I got to this place.
Yes.
I got to this place by just clicking this. I don't think I know all the Microsoft 365 tools, right? And that's why I'm trying to be careful before answering you. You say, explore all your apps. 365, Microsoft 365 actually houses all of them.
Okay.
It houses all of them. So when I clicked on that, it brought me here. And these are other apps, according to what it says. Other apps, but
wait a minute. It says, excuse me.
Yes.
At the top there, somewhere it says, yes.
It's part of it. If you can find Outlook here, you find it here, it's part of it. So I answer
Bring it down, please. Bring it down.
Yeah.
There's something I want to bring it down still. Yeah, around there, it says, that point, use across Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365. So what is that? You see that area, there are three kind of things. Across Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365.
Okay, to be on a safer side, is a Microsoft product. Would that answer your question?
Yeah, I can see.
To be on the safer side, is a Microsoft product, because when you say Microsoft 365, don't forget that there's Dynamics 365 now. Maybe that's where you are going to. Just use it as, yes, the class has ended. Yes, officially the class has ended, please.
Can I just say something?
Yes, go ahead, Faithful.
Yeah. Yusuf, just give us a moment, please. You guys, this is the end of the class and the training. So I did send on the group a link. If you want the certificate of participation, please kindly click on the link and put in your full name as it would appear on the certificate, put in your email account, and indicate the number of classes you attended. Now, we'll leave that to you, but on our own end, we are going to cross-check it. So if you say you attended 4 classes and we didn't see you in the 4 classes, we are going to cross-check because we have the Zoom attendance sheet. So we are going to cross-check that on our end, but we just are looking at you to give you the opportunity to say how many classes you attended, and then would work on that. So if you've not filled the form yet, I'm going to post that link again on the group chat. I'm doing that right now. So you click on that link and then go there and then put in your name and your details. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. In addition to that, is not like the last class for the program. It ends on August 6th. So the last batch, the last part of this particular Power BI visualization will take place tomorrow.
Yeah, it will take place tomorrow. So
Yes.
there's another class tomorrow, please.
So there's
and
another class tomorrow.
And if you don't attend the tomorrow class, it therefore means that you were not part of the training, because there too would also take attendance as we are taking today. We'll take attendance also tomorrow. So we need at least those 2 attendance. So you need to be there
Mr.
tomorrow
Faithful.
and answer questions.
Hello. I think the classes were more than 5. How comes we are only limited to 5?
So 5 weekends. So depending on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
At least,
okay.
Yeah, at least, right?
So yeah,
4 classes and 4 weekends. Yeah, sir.
We have 5 weekends. So which of the weekends did you attend? How many weeks?
Oh, okay.
All right, Shehu, do you still have some? Samuel, do you still have something to say? I don't know if Shehu is still also here.
Yes. So no, Shehu is not here again. Now I just quickly did a quick Google to answer that question. So it said the free plan of Power BI is included in most Office 365 and Microsoft 365 plans, right? Is included in it. So when you buy Microsoft 365 app, right? Is like an app that is included. Maybe that answers your question.
Yeah.
So noted. These are all the apps that are included there. So yeah, officially we are closed for today. And then sorry we couldn't cover the DAX part, but I trust that Shehu will be able to do it tomorrow. And thanks for giving me the audience and attending. Please go and continue on what you have learned. You can play around with the data set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shehu. And thank you so much, Samuel. You guys are awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay. Bye.
Yeah, Mr. Faithful, I think you